I got in a fight at one of the train stations in the city once. Me and my gang all got in a fight. And we fucking teamed this guy. So like not only like people that don't know me, they look at me and they're like, oh, don't fuck with this guy. But also people that do know me, they're like, oh, this is the fucking guy.
I have my full loadout. I have the perfect loadout. Infantry rifle, blue makeshift shotgun, the dub, and blue revolver, and 6 small shields.
I was thinking about going to jail today. Like if I went to jail.
Why?
I was thinking that I don't really care if I do.
I care.
Well, like, I can't really... I've been trying. But I can't really take care of myself. And I have, like, no one to take care of me. And in jail, they'll take care of me.
They won't take care of... They'll just feed you.
Yeah. Feed me, take care of me. I can't, like, afford to go to the dentist. Like, when my teeth were hurting the other day, I was like, oh shit. Because I can't afford the dentist.
What happened to our other teammate?
I don't know, maybe he just phased out of existence like our 4th teammate every single time. Are you going to the lobby or?
Actually, I'll wait for a second.
Can I go to the lobby? I'm just gonna like stab someone and go to jail. At least like nobody will bully me. They'll be like, oh, don't bully that guy, he'll stab you. Music was so much cooler back then.
There's the people who have a PC that uses Windows, and then there's the people who uses Windowed.
Linux.
Can you ready it?
Yep.
Do you use Windows or Windowed?
I don't have a computer.
Well, would you rather use Windows or Windows? Do you like the baby memes?
So I was thinking, like, I'm just gonna, like, stab someone. Because
But I want
I'm
you to
so sick
leave.
of everyone bullying me. I'll have to go to jail, but at least no one will bully me for, like, the rest of my life.
I
I probably won't even go
I
to
don't want
jail
you to go.
for that long.
I don't want you to go.
Well, how am I gonna ever get anywhere in life?
Go to the army. Cut your hair. They will like you more if you cut your hair.
When I go to the recruiting office, last time I went to the recruiting office, there were literally like Navy dudes who were like Muslim, and Muslims don't like me because I'm like an individual. And Muslims try and dominate. They have like an aggressive, dominating kind of behavior towards people that they are xenophobic about. And they're xenophobic about people like me because I am like the furthest thing from Middle Eastern or Muslim. I'm like hectically Western.
Okay, I guess we're going right there.
There were two Muslim Navy dudes who like stopped me from going to the interview and they stopped me from fucking everything. Like Muslims, Australians, like everyone's got their fucking, like when I did this university course this year, audio production, which I've just like failed in the ass completely. It cost me $40,000 in student loans, and
Why didn't you just not do the student loans?
I really tried to fucking do it,
Wait.
and I got thrown out, and I had some dude
Okay.
trying to fight me, and I've had all these fucks just bullying me. I had a girl, an admin girl, bullying me at the institution.
Why don't you just not pay off the student loans?
Well, I'm never going to have to pay them off unless I make enough money to be able to pay them off. And
Wait,
when
I know what you could do.
when I
You
do
could
pay
sell.
them off, it'll be like bit by bit.
You could leave your apartment and everything, declare bankruptcy, and you have to spend all the money though.
I'm gonna change my name too.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have to pay anymore if you declared bankruptcy.
Like everywhere I go, just everyone just bullies me.
Ow. Ow, help
Like
me.
it's been happening for years. Like I'm trying. I got bullied by staff
He's not even
members
a good player.
at uni.
I was just doing something.
And I did like everything I could to stop them bullying me. But you just can't. There was nothing I could do. Like they all got fired in the end. The dude that threw me out of the hostel and like fucked up my study, he got fired as well. But like, you know, they're getting fired from their jobs. They're still fucking with me like mindlessly. Like they hate me so much. I make them so insecure that they like fuck up their entire life just to fuck with me. Like just to make things suck for me. And I was like, it was traumatic. It was stressful. Like I know I sound like a little bitch. But I was like, why the fuck are they bullying me? I was like, why are they targeting me? Like, why are they choosing me out of everybody and picking on me? Because I was like, when I first started that year, I was like, oh, what if people bully me? Like, it does happen a lot in my life. And I was like, don't think that way. Like, don't be negative and think in advance that people are going to bully you. Like, you're just a normal dude. And so I went and they literally started fucking bullying me. I did absolutely nothing wrong. and one of the teachers was harassing me, and she got one of the staff members, coordinators, to also harass me, and they were chasing me around, and I literally didn't have time. I've got classes to do, and I've got to like eat lunch in between like periods. I got like 20 minutes, and in my lunch break I've got to study, and I was literally just busy. And I got this fucking coordinator chasing me around because some teacher is just fucking with me for no reason. I did nothing wrong in class. I was completely respectful. Because I remember in the beginning of the class, I was like, I don't want this to go badly with this teacher. It's happened before. And I was like, I'm just going to be 100% respectful. Just yes, ma'am. But she just decided to pick on me anyway. And it got fucking out of hand. You know, they took me out of class for no reason. And I'm in the office, and I'm like, what's the reason? Why am I here? And they didn't answer. And one of the coordinators just sat there smiling, like the way a bully does. Oh yeah, you want me to res you? My bad. Cause, like, you know what I really think it is? Like, Aussies are fucking pigs. And I'm not a pig. I'm not as much of a pig. I'm still a pig. And it seems like my whole life, all the Australians have just been like, be a pig. Be a pig like us. And, like, you're making us look bad. And I'm like, well, maybe you should look bad, because maybe you're fucking bad people. And they're like, nah, how about, like, you just conform, be one of us, be just as fucked as we are, and then no one will notice how fucked we are. Because, like, I expose people for the shitty people that they are. So yeah,
Oh, you have those.
they took me out of class, and I take it really seriously. And they the whole time they just had this attitude of like, why would you give a fuck? And I'm like, 'cause it's my life, it's my education. Like, I want to fucking join the fucking military. It's a pretty high bar I'm going for. And they took me out of class, and I'm like, look, I'm missing class right now. Like, couldn't you see me when I don't have a class? Like, why take me out of class? I'm like, you're treating me like I've done something wrong. I haven't done anything wrong. And the teacher left her own class. So my class, people from my class were like, where the fuck is the teacher? And they got back to me, and they're like, that was really weird. Like, we're sitting in class, and the teacher has just left us there to go and talk to you. And my whole class was like, and why is she talking to you? They're like, we're in the class with you, and you haven't done anything at all, except be...
For me, the shotgun that you just...
Yeah, you want me to go grab it for you? Because our teammate...
I remember where it is. I remember where it is. There's a guy next to you. In that building. Behind you.
Fucking fucker. Oh, come on.
What's your sense?
My sensitivity is low. But yeah, so it didn't go anywhere, and those teachers, and this is why they got fired, because it seemed like what they normally do is they just create a situation and the student freaks out because students get stressed. And these teachers exploit that stress that students have, and the student freaks out, and then the teachers have something to tell everybody, like, oh, they see, this student was crazy. Or this student's, you know, not safe. But I didn't freak out. I was just sitting there and I was just asking questions. I was like, why am I here? And they're like, oh, you wore sunglasses in class. And I'm like, well, There's no rule against wearing sunglasses in class. This is an adult learning area. And then I was like, you know what? I'll throw these glasses in the bin. My education's important to me. I don't care about wearing sunglasses. If you're going to be taking me out of class and messing with my education. And one of the teachers, my physics teacher, is like, oh, why are the coordinators asking about you? And I told them, like, oh, they tried to get me to sign the form to quit study. And he's like, they're not allowed to do that. He's like, this is an adult learning environment. You pay, you study, it's up to you. And it's like they have absolutely no say in who does or doesn't study. And they were trying to make me, like, leave the class and get my money back. So they're all fired now. Did you just mute me?
I haven't muted you for months.
Oh, so you did mute me months ago?
I don't think I think I haven't muted you more than 4 times.
It's fine.
Maybe 3.
It's up to you. If you
Did
mute
you
me,
more
it's
than
fine.
3
I get
times?
upset. I don't want to be upset.
I didn't mute you.
It's fine. Thank you, but
I didn't.
it's fine if you do anyway. Because I understand, like, I'm annoying because I'm just bitching about stuff all the time. But I don't want to be.
I
I
like
just.
the bitching.
I wish people just treated me like a normal person and gave me a chance at life. Like, this is why I get so pissed off when black people complain. Like, I don't give a fuck that you're black if you are black. I don't care at all. I've been through all of that discriminating bullshit. It doesn't matter the color of your skin, man. People discriminate for all kinds of fucking reasons. And it hurts just as much. You know, like a black person, you know, maybe they could go back or go to somewhere where black people are and maybe get accepted. Where do I go? Where can I go that, like, is, you know, I'm in a white country. This is how white people are treating me here. My own people. So I don't give a fuck about black people, you know? At least they got each other's back, it seems. I don't care about, like, I mean, I care about people. I don't care. All people deserve respect. Even like you said, Australians. I'm like, yeah, I still care about them. They're still human beings. They're shitty human beings. But aren't we all? But I don't give a fuck about some gay dude's fucking, you know, discrimination. I get fucking discrimination and no one gives a fuck at all. Like, the head coordinator was looking at the staff and teachers, and she was just like, she was seriously looking at them like, what the fuck is going on? She's just like, what is wrong with my fucking staff? and the head coordinator used to talk to me all the time. She'd be like, you know, what's going on? And she had like a bad attitude towards me. She was like, well, obviously it's you, you know, it's not my staff, it's a fucking student. But she still said, like, you know, she gave me a fair shot, and like I pled my case, and she's like, well, you know, fill out the forms and enroll, and my staff will enroll you. That's what she said. But they didn't. So they can't do their shitty job, like their simple job. Like, how hard is it to coordinate? Like, you get students and you put what class they're in, and you decide whether there should be another class and what teachers you're going to employ that year. It's not that fucking hard. So really what's happening with these coordinators is they're just bored. They've got a boring job. They're not a very active, you know, contributor to the institution. So how do they get their kicks? Fucking with students. Fucking with stressed out students. Because, like, people told me, like, they pointed out to me, these staff members, they have no shot. They have no chance. Like, this is their life. It's like, they don't have a degree. You know, their job is being a coordinator. It's a shitty, pointless, stupid, like, irrelevant job. And that's the best they're ever gonna get. And so they're jealous of the students having so much potential. Which is another thing that pisses me off. Like, this potential that everyone sees in me, like, I don't necessarily see it. I'm just a normal guy. Heaps of people go to military academy. You don't have to be special. You just have to be one of the dudes. So I don't get what they see in me that makes them so fucking eager to fuck me over. I don't get it. Well, this isn't gonna work. You know what? Try some fire. Fire. Fucking hell. Fucked by a noob skin.
If you shot shotgun, he would have died.
Yeah, I know, but I switched to the rifle instead, and I didn't even get a chance to pull the trigger.
Did.
So yeah, like every year, it's crazy. It's like, I'm gonna say something that sounds crazy. It's like spiritual. It's like a spiritual thing. It's like they hate me spiritually. Like, I bring out the demon in them, and they fuck themselves over, and they become a negative entity on account of, like, knowing that I exist. It's like a negative entity that follows me around and compels people to fuck me over. And like it was crazy. Like if you were in my shoes, like if you were seeing it through my eyes, or even just watching it through like a camera, if you could have seen the way they behaved when they took me out of class and I said, okay, so what's this about? And the way they just
get a body camera.
The way they just sat there with like a stupid grin on their face, the type of grin that like a bully in high school, like, you know, the jock, like the popular kid, when he just decides to go and make fun of a less popular kid for no reason and just like gets a kick out of it because he's like, you know, childish grin on their face, like, oh, I just threw mud in your eye, like, oh, I throw pebbles at your face, kind of a grin. And we just sat there in silence for like about a minute while they just had this stupid grin, and I was like, yeah, so why am I here? And that's when I said, like, so I'm out of class. You know, I try to make them coherent of the situation around them. I'm like, so I'm out of class now. You've taken me out of class. I'm just wondering, you know, because class is important. I don't want to get, like, bad attendance. So I'm just wondering, you know, why? Why am I here? Silence. One of the coordinators, the one for my year, for my grade, said absolutely nothing the entire time. The other coordinator who was there for the next year, like the last senior year, talked to me, and he had nothing to fucking say. And like at the end of it, it was just a pointless endeavor. And I said, so my teachers left my class and come into the office, and I said, she's just looking at me, and I'm like, are you on drugs? And she freaked out. She was a legal studies teacher, and she was like, you can't be within 5 meters of me. And I was like, that's not how the law works. Like, you need to go to a court. You need to plead your case, and I get to plead my innocence. And the judge decides whether you get granted, or what's it called? Order, restraining order. And I'm like, and I don't think the judge, in my head, I'm like, I don't think the judge is going to grant a teacher a restraining order on a student who's done absolutely nothing except ask her if she's on drugs. Because the situation doesn't seem sane, and I was actually giving her the benefit of the doubt that she's not that much of a fucked up person, that she must be under the influence of something to be acting that way. Everybody in the entire institution was weirded out by this teacher's behavior. Like, everybody was like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, she's lost her fucking mind. She thought because she studies legal studies that she could get her son out of trouble for being a grapher, for being a painter that paints like his tag on the wall. And when the police just beat the shit out of her son and she couldn't get any justice, she was really upset. She was telling us all about it in school, and we were all like, why are you telling us about your personal life? This is a professional environment. You know, what if I started going on about my fucking personal life to the teacher, you know? That's why they have like a student counselor, social services and stuff. So it seemed like she just wanted to take it out on me. I wasn't the only one either. She was taking it out on everyone. I started thinking that maybe her son got beat up by cops and is like graphing because of how fucked up she treats him. And I saw her treating other students badly for no reason. And like, I am quite protective over like younger people. And I saw her behaving in her illegitimate, unprofessional manner towards one of our students, one of my classmates. And that's when I went to the student union. Not over him, like for myself, but that's what motivated me. I never mentioned him. Oh, actually, I did mention him. I mentioned she was giving inappropriate gestures to him. She was. And she was just losing it, man. Like. So anyway, she lost her job like in 6 months. I went to the student union. I informed everyone. I went to the student counselor. Joined the student union. I got legal representation within the institution. The only thing further than that, the next step is getting legal representation outside of the institution, like outside of the university, and
I remember this building. I don't know why I remember this building, but I remember this building.
Just jump in front of me and grab everything. I got this shotgun, if you want it.
What shotgun?
There's a dude.
It's not the shotgun.
I suck so much when I play with you. Am I nervous?
Oh. I don't know. You know, when we play in my lobbies, we do much better. But for some reason this time, it's good.
Well, people hate me. Probably some dude in Fortnite hates me too. Yeah, take that, Totally Jeff. You got totally Jeffed to death. Oh, you want to play? Try and use my own tactic on me, will ya? See how much those guys were like hell-bent on killing me that you just like managed to walk right up to them. Because they was so busy focusing on me. That was actually a bit strange. That's not normal. That doesn't normally happen. That was weird. Yeah, and so like they kept harassing me and they kept threatening.
You're burning an entire forest.
Good. They kept harassing me and threatening to have like a formal interview with me, which would be like with legal representation, and I kept saying yes. Yes, please, can we have legal representation, because it's true that they're just harassing and discriminating and bullying me. And I'm like, you know, please, can we have a legal procedure? But instead of, every time I said yes, they didn't follow through with their threat. It was an empty threat, and so we kept having informal interviews, which is no legal representation, which was just them ganging up on me. And so I got my friends to come with me, and I was like, I'm going to get the counselor, a student representative, and I'm also going to get a legal representative within the institution. Because I looked at the law, and I asked about the law, and the law states that I'm allowed to have as much representation as they are. So if there's 3 of them, I'm allowed to have 3 people with me. Like, and then some. Like, because I'm the one that's in question, I'm allowed to have 3 people on my side if there's 3 people against me. Oh,
I need it. I need it.
I needed it too. I'm sorry. I already ate it.
I needed it more than you.
Look, I'll get you some fish.
I'm dead.
So yeah, so I feel sorry for the head coordinator, because she's a student and she could see that I wanted to study, that I was legit, and she was torn in between like a student that she wants to help and fucking shitty fucking staff members that can't do their shitty fucking job. But in the end, she's just like following the law, like it's an adult learning environment. God damn it. They're not giving me any fucking HP fish. And now the storm's coming. We got a jet.
Oh, yeah, sure, totally. Jet.
Are you serious?
All I can say is they're not camping the reboot, so you shouldn't have, because they wouldn't have got you.
Yeah, I guess they're not camping the reboot.
Yeah, now they are, because you shot at them. If you didn't shoot at them, they wouldn't camp.
Well, yeah, maybe you're right.
Now there's 3 of them. One
How
of
do
them's
you
coming
like
towards
it?
you. Use your shotgun. Shotgun.
I gotta pee, I'll be right back. Hey. Are we readying up? Oh, you're in the lobby? Okay. You're not there, are you? So at the point that I'm at, I've been discriminated and bullied and harassed so much. This is what creates criminals, and there's like two ways that I'm thinking about going about this. I'm like, one, the next person that fucks with me, I'm just gonna fucking stab them. Like, a bunch of times. Like, I'm just gonna gut them. Slit their throat, stab their throat, stab their guts, rip their guts with a knife. Or, I'm just gonna tell someone else. Like, I'm just gonna get other people to do it for me. Like, I'll just pay one of my junkie friends $50 to do what I would have done. And my friends keep their mouths shut. And all they want is $50 so they can shoot up more heroin. I'm about to get serious. I shouldn't have to. I never wanted to. I just wanted to study and be left alone, but after this last institution, I'm pissed off now. The next person that comes at me sideways is gonna cop it really bad. And it's a shame because, like, I know what's going on. Like, I understand. Like, I've been harassed, I've been bullied, I've been discriminated against, and this is what creates a criminal. And I've been trying for so long to be a law-abiding citizen, but, like, why should I even fucking care? I'm giving it one more try. I swear if anyone fucks with me, I'm gonna stab them. If it's a cop, if it's a student, if it's a teacher, if it's a random, I'm gonna beat their fucking head in. Like, I'm gonna crack their skull in. Like, I'm gonna smash their skull so that it's broken, so that they die. The next person that fucks with me. I mean, to be honest, like, if it's a passerby and they're like, fuck you, I won't crush their skull. I'm just gonna punch them. But if it's like a staff member, security guard, teacher, or some fucked up shit like that, I mean, probably not cops, actually, because, you know, I probably wouldn't, because I just don't feel that angry towards police. I mean, yeah, they're a bunch of fucktards, but it's their job to be a fucktard. So I don't feel animosity. I was just saying, like, I'm at the point now, like, when I study again, like, I'm just
Guess
feel
what my
like,
grandma's making me?
what?
Alfredo. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, do you like that?
It's good. Yeah, it tastes good. Things that I will know before I move out are like how to use an oven and a stove, and oh, how to fix a car so I don't have to go to a car shop, like how to do the oil and stuff like that.
What about motorbikes? Can you fix a motorbike?
No, I still don't know how to fix a car. I just want to know how to work on a car and stuff.
Could you use a motorbike?
No, I don't want to get one.
You know, my family are
And I'm also
into...
gonna learn carpentry so I can make my own household items.
My family are into... My grandpa was a mechanic, and he was always trying to teach me how to do it, and I never paid attention. It's not what I want to do with my life.
So interested. I know I won't like actually do work that has to do with it, but I just want to know.
My family picked out, like, my fate without giving me a choice when I was, like, a child. They were like, oh, he's gonna be a biker. and they just gave up on
Yeah,
like any other chance at life. They were just like, he's gonna be a biker. They wouldn't let me get a job.
I want to know how to build things.
I
My
I
dad.
I'll be a biker
My
when I'm
dad's.
old.
My dad has hundreds of movies, and
I'm
he's
not
gonna
gonna
give
be a
me all of
biker
them
when
when
I'm
he
young. That's
dies.
a waste of a life.
Like, so there's an entire shelf full of movies. Under his bed is full of movies, like all his entire under his bed. He's like a double bed, I think.
What kind of movies?
I don't know. I don't know, just random movies. There's a lot of superhero movies.
Like DVDs.
DVDs, like discs. Yeah.
But you can just pirate movies.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. And two, it just feels nice that he's gonna give these when he dies. I'm gonna keep them all. He used to have them all organized from A to Z, actually, or from best to worst. I don't remember.
Who's this? Your dad.
My dad, yeah, he has a lot of movies. He taught me how to
Dude.
play hacky.
I've got like every superhero movie pirated.
Yeah, he has like all of them on disc.
I've got like all the war movies,
cooler.
all the superhero movies, all the horror movies I could
He
find. They're
owns
all
them.
pirated.
That's cooler.
I've got them all in a cloud, and I could watch them whenever I want, wherever I
Owning
want.
all. That's just cooler. Owning all of them. That is cooler.
I gave up on it. All my video games are all bought online.
Mine are now all bought online, but that's because, you know, I'm too lazy to go all the way there. I would
It's obsolete.
actually go there.
You mean the game store? I don't even know why they sell fucking CDs at the game store, like games on CD.
Discs. I prefer discs.
Yeah.
I prefer
games on
buying
disc.
games for CD. Yeah, I prefer that. That's better.
I do not prefer
I should
that.
stay like that. Because, like, you know, what if your PlayStation breaks and you don't have the email? Which I don't have the email or the password. What if your PlayStation breaks? Then you have all your discs, you kept all your games, you still have...
But they get scratched and your games don't work.
Oh, yeah. Most people don't take care of their games now. I forgot.
Like
People still don't take care of their discs.
like music, like a music CD, like if it scratches, it's kind of okay because it's just like a part of the song. But when a video game disc gets scratched, it's totally fucked. Like the whole game is totally fucked.
I know this guy who has an Xbox 360, right? That's ancient. And he has Black Ops 2. And it has an acid chip taken out of it. Like, it got burned with acid.
What, like sulfuric acid?
I don't know how, but it has like a chip taken out from acid, and it still works fine. And it's yet for some reason he got one scratch on a PlayStation 4 game, and it's like, oh, you can't use this anymore. It doesn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think discs are better if you take care of them, like me, where I take care of them. I've had literally 3 discs break in my entire life.
Man, everyone just steals my shit.
Most of them were because other people fucked with my shit.
Yep.
Like my friends. Because they're being assholes. And
Basically,
then they...
anything you lend to any friend, they're gonna steal it. They just
I
never
didn't
give
lend
it back.
it to them. They just kind of... I was like, hey, can you... real quick? And then they did it, and I was like, what the fuck? Put it back in the case! Here's the back in the case is there for... Most people just don't even leave it... Like, if you're gonna leave it out of the case, leave it upside down. Most people don't even leave it on. They don't have the decency.
That was you that just shot in my direction, yeah? Alright. That's you doing all that shooting, yeah?
Yeah.
We gotta go soon. Cause the storm. I don't have to tell you twice.
Bounce me. Carry me. Carry me and run.
How the fuck?
Carry me and run. Triangle.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
If you carried me and ran, we would all both be alive.
You don't know that.
I do know that, because you could have ran over there, hidden that building, me.
They would just follow
and
me.
this guy would have came over here and killed them.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah, maybe. You have enough time to res me. What, 3 seconds to revive someone?
Yeah, I guess. Thanks for chewing my ass. Thanks for the ass chew. What are you, like a lieutenant or something?
Dang, if you listened to me, we wouldn't be at 30 health right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't call me ma'am.
Yes, sir.
I never even thought of joining the army, so why would I be a lieutenant?
Because you act like one. You're
Act
headed
like a
straight for
lieutenant.
West Point.
I don't want to join West Point. I know people who want to join West Point. They literally, and I know, wants to join West Point. 8
See you
military
there.
rations for a month. Want to eat military rations for a month.
K-ration.
Ram. Vroom Ram. I have a question. Do you have any mechanical parts?
Yeah, I do.
I have them.
Yep.
You dropped them 180 meters away from me.
Well, that's
you
where
can
I
pick
am.
them up and drop them over here.
Okay.
That maybe I do need to shower.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do. Just smelled myself. Smell like rotting cheese.
Gross.
It's nasty.
That's bacteria. Well, that's a good thing. Like your body is fighting the sickness.
Yeah,
So
I
the
still
sickness
need.
has come out, but you've got to wash the sickness away. Otherwise, it's just gonna go back in.
So like, when should I shower? Tonight?
Yes.
3
Today?
p.m. 3 p.m. 3 hours. 3 hours. I'll shower in 3 hours.
All right. Yeah, that's all right. And like, get fresh clothes.
I changed my clothes today already.
Yeah, you're gonna need new ones.
Why would I do once?
Because the sickness is in your clothes now.
Yeah, why don't I just grab new clothes for when I shower?
Yeah, when you shower. That's what I'm saying.
I've been sick for 2 years.
What?
I think I might have been sick for 2 years.
Yeah, probably. If you're
Because I got
not
sick.
showering.
I got sick. Right? I got sick. And then it was like a cough and I couldn't taste. And then it wasn't bad. And then that cough just kind of stayed. It was a really tiny cough and sore throat. It just kind of stayed forever. And it still hasn't left yet.
Well, that's because
Like
biologically, all the bacteria is getting worse at the moment on Earth. Everything, like we have superbugs and just like the flora. So people that have hay fever, it's worse than it used to be.
Good thing I'm only allergic to penicillin.
That's what antibiotics are.
Penicillin betics.
Penicillin is a mold that we use to make antibiotics. It's the
Oh,
main ingredient.
I was fine when I took antibiotics once. I don't remember why, but I know I took them once and I was fine.
The United States wants to make their inland desert into a giant
Someone
man-made
just drove
pool
past me and I kind of just let them.
so they can have like an oasis. They're going to turn the desert into an oasis, but they can't because that's where they grow most of the penicillin in the whole world. It's a type of mold. But that's what America wants to do. So they can like have more people live there. They turn the inland desert into fresh water. Penicillin, antibiotics, that's what we're pumping our cows full of because we'd rather do that than actually take care of them and improve their living environment.
I'm in the storm and there's people blocking me in the storm.
Not a good place to be.
I have 2 medkits. I'll be
You'll
fine.
be fine.
I went out of my way medkits, but I have 2 medkits.
I don't know if you've realized this, but like when you die and I'm still alive and you're watching me, you kind of psych me out. Like you're like, oh, you're not gonna make it. Oh, you're gonna die. I can tell. And like,
No, I say you're gonna die, I can tell.
yeah,
That's
that's
mainly
not
because
good
the-
for something that most civilians are not
I s-
familiar with. Is like
I
morale
s-
is important.
I
And-
say that
Do you know what
when
morale
it's a
is?
very sweaty teammate. I know it moral, not it's moral.
No,
not
morale.
Actually,
Like
it's
like a
moral,
squad.
morale the same way. I think.
Like squad morale, like office morale, like team morale, like sports team morale.
Yeah, I know, but I don't really feel it. So, yeah.
Whether you feel it or not is irrelevant.
really
Like
care for it.
when you're in the military, if you were, I know you're never gonna be, but if you were, hypothetically, at some point, when you're negative like that, it's not good for everyone in the military, because it puts everyone down. And morale is actually important. Like people won't shoot what they're shooting. They won't hit what they're shooting. Like some people are strong-minded and they can get past it. But majority of people aren't strong-minded like that. And when you say like as an officer, like if I join the military and I'm an officer, if I tell my men like, oh, we're probably not gonna win this battle, you never say that. Like as an officer, you just never fucking say that. Because it's bad for morale. And then all my soldiers like, oh, we're not gonna win. Like, oh, why should I try?
If someone says that, I'm just gonna be like, okay, cool. So I don't
Yeah, most people
say
are
it.
like cool, but it's not a good thing. Like it's one thing. Soldiers are actually really bad at that, to be honest. In Australia, at least.
It's Australia. What do you expect?
But Australia can afford
like
to have bad morale because Australia aren't in combat zones. But the guys I grew up with, they're special forces. They actually are in combat zones frequently. So it's important, like for our circle, morale is very important. But most Australians, they just sit on their ass, so they're never in combat, so it doesn't matter for them. But that's the
Someone
thing
could
with
be
the
a
Australian military. The Australian military is lazy, and they'd rather send a couple of guys to do a big mission than live in a whole, like, platoon. Or a whole regiment. So they'll just send in some special forces guy to get the job done. And that way, if they all die, it's not a big deal, because it's only 4 dudes in a special forces squad. as opposed to like 10 dudes. It's like double the amount in a normal squad. Or even like 20 or 15. So Australia's like, oh, so we can pull off this mission with a couple of guys, and if everything goes ass up, it's only a couple of guys. Scouts, recon,
Well,
special
it could be a
forces, OP,
and, like,
observation post. So most, like 99% of the Australian military, never see any combat, sit on their ass all day. So they're allowed. It's unfortunate. If they ever do see combat, it's not gonna go well for them. Because they have this attitude of like, oh well. Like they would be shit in a combat zone. Like, can you imagine what it's like being in a combat zone and one of the soldiers in the ditch next to you is like, oh, we're not gonna win this. Just be like, shut the fuck up.
I would just say, how do you know?
Saying we're not gonna win this. Yeah, we could say that. How the fuck do you know whether we're gonna win or not, asshole? But that's one thing that like Australian service members don't get, because they didn't grow up with the SF like I did. They grew up with the fucking chair force, and morale doesn't matter to them because they're never in the shit.
Yo!
What?
Yes!
The victory royale
We
just got.
won!
Yeah, I'm really
Holy
sick of the
crap.
attitude. It's not what I'm used to. Like, I go to the recruiting office and I'm dealing with fucking pen pushers. And my attitude is like, yeah, let's do this. Like, first to fight, let's get in there. And they're like, no, we don't do that. We sit on our ass. Like, I'm taking a shit right now. You don't know, but I'm secretly taking a shit. And I'm like, what? You're taking a shit? Like, I thought we were like an army, like in a military. And a lot of them are like, tall puppy syndrome styles. They're like, oh, you're actually good at something. I need to cut you down. And I'm like, this is the military. Like, we're supposed to excel. And they're like, no, you're supposed to just like kind of hang there in the balance, be mediocre, and sit on a chair